Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce legitimate and legitimacy. So both these words are stressed on the second syllable, j, and letter G says the j sound. I've rewritten that for you here with letter J, just like in jump or job. Letter G and J both can say j. And because we're stressed on the j, the second syllable, that means our first syllable is going to have a reduced vowel. Typically in the dictionary, you'll see words with letter E written, when they have a reduced vowel, written with the I vowel, like lit, legitimate. I've also written it here with the vowel, which would be a schwa. Basically, since that first vowel is so short and reduced, it doesn't really matter if I do legitimate or legitimate. You really just want not a clear vowel, but a reduced vowel there. One way to get that to happen more naturally for you with the pronunciation and the rhythm is just to start on the stressed syllable. That would sound like legitimate, legitimate, legitimate. So you can kind of think of this as being almost no vowel, and we're just quickly starting on the L with a reduced vowel and then right to the J sound, legitimate. The letters I both say the I sounds, j, d. And then finally, at the end, we also have a situation where we might have a legitimate or legitimate. It doesn't really matter too much. I can use the sound, the schwa here, or the I sound is a reduced vowel, again, in that shortened, unstressed syllable. Also, legitimate, you'll notice that this T here, the first T in legitimate, sounds more like a D. It's basically a flap sound. So it's not a strong D, it's just a light tap up with a voice on. Legitimate, legitimate. And then for our final T, depending on what's next, we'll use an unreleased T, legitimate or legitimate. We can say that T sound. Depending on what comes next, we follow the rules for final T in terms of linking and the different sounds that we make. You can learn more about that in my videos for final T and final T linking. Check those out here on the channel, or also in our Sounds of English course. I walk you through all of those details so you know how to sound more fluent like a native speaker of English. Then in legitimacy, we have the same first couple of syllables, legit, and then here again, we can say mi-si or ma-si. I think it's more typical to use a schwa in this context of that unstressed second to last syllable, and then our letters CY say the S and E sounds, just like the word see. You can do the same technique for starting on the stressed syllable. That would sound like legitimacy, legitimacy. Also, for both of these words or any longer word in English, it can be helpful to go slowly syllable by syllable and then speed back up. Just make sure to keep your rhythm the same, where you're stretching and lengthening on the stressed syllable. That would sound like legitimacy, legitimacy, legitimacy. Once you can say legitimate and legitimacy by themselves, do try practicing them in some short phrases, however you would need to use them in your everyday speech so that you feel confident when it comes to saying them. Sometimes we master a word by itself, then we go to use it and it still comes out with the old pronunciation, or we still struggle with that word in context. So for example, it was a legitimate question. I question the legitimacy of this event. Thanks so much for watching this video, for your likes, comments, for subscribing to the channel. All of those things really help the channel to grow, and I appreciate your support. I'll be back again tomorrow with another word of the day, and on Saturday we'll have our live question and answer class. Feel free to leave your questions and comments on this or any of my videos. I'll get back to you with a video answer as soon as possible, and I'll cover your word when I can. You can also get more help for the Sounds of English, as I mentioned, in our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com, and check out our other courses while you're there for fluent speech, American accent, and more. That's all on our website, speechmodification.com. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you again soon.